Birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, whatever the occasion, it just got a little more personal with meaningful photo gifts from Shutterfly. Add a silly photo to a gold-rimmed mug for your bestie. Put your sweet puppy on a cozy fleece blanket for your teen. Gift your husband a desktop plaque featuring all the kids. Enjoy 40% off orders over $29 with code POD40 at Shutterfly.com and make something that means something.
Your data is like gold to hackers. They'll sell it to the highest bidder. Are you protected? McAfee helps shield you, blocking suspicious texts, malicious emails, and fraudulent websites. McAfee Secure VPN lets you browse safely, and its AI-powered text scam detector spots threats instantly. You'll also get up to $2 million of award-winning antivirus and identity theft protection, all for just $39.99 for your first year. Visit McAfee.com. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Okay, so you're getting ready for a job interview, right? And instead of, stressing out about what the hiring manager might ask, you've got this AI in your corner giving you tips, helping perfect your resume, even coaching you on those tricky behavioral questions. It's wild, right? That's the potential of AI in today's job market. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack in this deep dive.
Yeah, for sure.
You've sent over some fascinating sources, by the way, videos from those YouTubers like IT Achiever Future-Proof Your Career.
Yeah.
Also some thoughts from Christopher Penn and Travis Media. Each one, has a slightly different angle.
Right.
But they all kind of agree that AI is this powerful tool to seriously level up your job hunt.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how AI is changing the game. You know what I mean? We're not saying robots are taking over hiring or anything, but it's more about giving you the tools to really navigate it better.
Right. It's like having a secret weapon or a super smart assistant.
Yeah, totally.
The IT Achiever video really hit that home for me. The different AI tools out there is just mind-blowing.
It is.
I mean, we're talking AI-powered interview assistants that integrate right into your video calls.
Wow.
Tools that analyze job descriptions to highlight the most relevant skills, even some that help you write super engaging LinkedIn content.
It's a lot.
It's almost overwhelming how much is out there.
I know, right? What I find really interesting, though, is how user-friendly they're becoming. You don't need to be a computer whiz to use them.
Exactly. And that's where that whole prompting thing comes in. The Future-Proof Your Career video. Explain that really well.
Oh, yeah.
They use this great analogy promptings like having a key that unlocks specific knowledge from a giant library.
You like that?
Instead of just, asking AI to find me a job, which is kind of wandering around that library lost,
right.
you're giving it specific instructions to get the exact info you need.
That's a much better approach.
It's about being strategic and specific.
Definitely. It's like you're having a conversation with this really smart research assistant. The more details you give in your prompts, the better the AI's responses will be.
Okay, so give me an example. Let's say I'm trying to figure out what skills are in high demand for UX designers. How would I phrase that as a strong prompt?
So instead of just saying what skills do UX designers need, you could try something like, what are the top 5 technical skills and top 5 soft skills for a senior UX designer at a tech startup that focuses on fintech? You see, you're giving the AI way more context about the level, the industry, even the type of company.
Right. So the more specific I am, the better the AI gets what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
And the cool thing is you can tweak and refine your prompts as you go to get even more tailored responses. That's where ChatGPT comes in, right?
ChatGPT is a fantastic starting point. It's so easy to use, gives you instant feedback, and you don't need any fancy tech knowledge.
I've heard so much about ChatGPT. It feels like everyone's using it for everything now.
I know, right?
It's great. It's accessible to anyone, not just, tech geniuses.
Right. And when you're ready to take your prompting skills to the next level, there's this resource we should talk about, the AI Prompt Playbook for Job Hunters.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. This book has over 500 prompts specifically designed for different stages of the job hunt.
500 prompts. That's a lot. It's like having a cheat code for the whole job hunting process.
It kind of is. And the cool thing is it's like a choose your own adventure. You can just focus on the prompts that are most relevant to you right now.
Oh, that's smart.
Whether you're polishing your resume, prepping for interviews, or even dealing with a layoff, there are specific prompts to help you out.
That's really helpful. It's like a personalized roadmap.
Yeah.
But what really caught my eye was that the book actually lets you attach your resume to the AI for personalized feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's impressive.
It really highlights the potential of AI for personalization.
Mm.
It's not about generic advice anymore. It's about tailoring your approach to your unique skills and experiences. But, the book goes way beyond just fixing up your resume.
Really?
It dives into acing those tough behavioral interview questions like, tell me about a time you failed, the ones we all dread. It even gives guidance on future-proofing your career by figuring out emerging trends.
So it covers every angle of the job search. That's impressive. But what about those of us who struggle to figure out which jobs are actually a good fit? Sometimes job descriptions can be so vague, you never know what you're really getting.
That's a great point, and that's where Christopher Penn's approach comes in. He's all about using AI to create a scoring system to really see if a job is a good match for you. It's about going beyond gut feeling and using data to make better choices.
A scoring system? Tell me more about that.
Basically, you define your needs, your pain points, and your goals.
Okay.
Then you use AI to analyze job descriptions based on those things. You could create a custom score based on things like salary benefits, company culture, growth potential, even how it aligns with your values.
So it's like a BS detector for job descriptions.
Right, yeah.
I love that. But that sounds pretty complex. How do you even know what to include in your scorecard?
Honestly, it's simpler than it sounds. You start by thinking about what's really important to you in a job. What are your non-negotiables? What kind of work environment makes you excited to get out of bed?
Right.
Once you know your priorities, you can use AI to find jobs that match.
I can say to my new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, hey, find a keto-friendly restaurant nearby and text it to Beth and Steve. And it does, without me lifting a finger. So I can get in more squats anywhere I can. 1, 2, 3.
Will that be cash or credit?
Credit. 4.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that does the heavy lifting so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with select apps. Requires Google Gemini account. Results may vary based on input. Check responses for accuracy.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our game-changing FlexPath learning format lets you set your own deadlines so you can learn at a time and pace that works for you. It's an education you can tailor to your schedule. That means you don't have to put your life on hold to pursue your professional goals. Instead, enjoy learning your way and earn your degree without missing a beat. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
It's like making a wish list for your dream job and then using AI to find the closest matches.
Cool. But once you've found some promising leads, how do you stand out from the competition? It seems like everyone's applying for the same jobs these days.
That's where competitive intelligence comes in, and AI can be a huge help here too. Christopher Penn also suggests using AI to analyze job descriptions and LinkedIn profiles to figure out a company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Basically, a SWOT analysis.
Ah, like a business strategy tool.
Exactly. You're not just understanding the job, you're also getting a deeper understanding of the company itself.
So you're not just showing up, you're showing up prepared.
Exactly. And this knowledge lets you ask insightful questions during interviews, show you've done your homework, and really showcase your strategic thinking skills. It's about going beyond those generic, I'm a hard worker answers, and actually showing how you can contribute to the company's success.
Exactly.
I want to switch gears a bit now and talk about something especially relevant for software developers. Travis Media, in his video, really emphasized how recruiters are already using AI big time in the tech industry.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like developers are playing against the AI.
In a way they are.
So they need to know the rules of the game.
Definitely. And one of the biggest rules is making sure your resume is ATS compliant. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. It's basically software companies use to scan and filter resumes.
Oh, so that's what ATS means. I've seen that around, but never really knew what it meant. So what does it mean to have an ATS-compliant resume? Is it just about the format?
It's about making your resume easy for the AI to read so it can accurately pull out your skills and experience. This means using a clean and simple format, no fancy graphics or tables, using standard headings like work experience and education, and making sure you use relevant keywords from the job description.
So it's like speaking the AI's language, making sure your resume is formatted in a way it can understand. Makes sense. But how do you know which keywords to use? It seems like every job description has a different set.
And that's where AI can actually help. You can use tools that analyze job descriptions and pinpoint the most relevant keywords.
Ah, so you can use AI to beat the AI.
Exactly. It's about working smarter, not harder. And when it comes to ATS, AI can be your best friend.
Okay, so you've got the ATS-compliant resume down.
Right.
The next big thing is usually the interview.
Right.
And like we talked about before, AI is playing a bigger and bigger role in the interview process, too.
Definitely. Companies are using it for everything from screening candidates to conducting full-on interviews.
That's wild. It's both exciting and kind of scary for job seekers, I bet.
I know, right?
I mean, it's kind of cool to think about talking to an AI interviewer. It's like something out of the sci-fi movie.
I know!
But it can also be nerve-wracking if you're not sure what to expect.
That's true. So it's super important to know the different ways companies are using AI in interviews and prepare for them. Like, some companies use AI to analyze your facial expressions, your tone of voice, even your body language during video interviews.
Really? So it's not just what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly. It's like the AI is picking up on your nonverbal cues, just like a human interviewer would.
So practice really matters.
It does. You can use those AI-powered interview tools to practice answering common questions, get feedback on your delivery, and even learn how to project confidence and enthusiasm even if you're feeling nervous.
It's like having a personal acting coach for your job interviews.
Kinda. But what about those technical interviews? How does AI fit into those?
Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
So for tech roles, AI is used to check your coding skills, problem-solving abilities, and even technical knowledge. Some companies use AI-powered coding challenges to test candidates. Others use AI to look at code samples or even do live coding interviews.
Wow. So for developers, it's even more important to know how AI is being used in interviews and to practice with those AI tools to sharpen their technical skills.
Absolutely. The tech industry is leading the way with AI, and this trend is only going to grow.
So basically, no matter what your job is, understanding how AI is being used in hiring and having the skills to navigate this AI-powered world is going to be crucial for success in the future.
That's exactly it. It's not just about keeping up with the trends. It's about making sure your skills and knowledge are relevant and in demand in this competitive job market.
This has been super insightful. We've covered a lot from the basics of ATS and AI interview tools to the broader impact of AI on the future of work. But I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
I know, right? There's a whole universe of AI applications in the workplace that we haven't even talked about yet.
Oh, I bet. From AI-powered learning platforms that personalize your training to AI tools that help you manage your career and even negotiate your salary.
Yeah, it seems endless.
It's mind-blowing. And as AI keeps evolving, we'll probably see even more crazy applications that change how we work and live in ways we can't even imagine yet.
I know, right? The future's full of possibilities.
Well, this has been incredible so far. We've covered so much ground from AI tools and prompting to scoring job alignment and even ATS-compliant resumes.
I know, it's a lot.
But we've only just begun.
We have so much more to explore, like the ethics of AI in hiring and how AI might create new jobs and even reshape entire industries.
This conversation could go on for hours.
Yeah.
I'm excited to keep digging into this with you. But before we jump into the next layer of this topic, let's take a quick break and come back energized and ready to unpack even more insights about AI and the future of work.
Yeah, it really is like a dance with both job seekers and companies adapting to this new AI-powered landscape.
So companies are using AI to automate tasks, analyze data, and make their hiring process smoother. So knowing how they're using AI can actually give you an advantage as a job seeker, right?
Exactly. It's like knowing your opponent's strategy in a chess match.
Ooh, I like that.
If you know how companies use AI to screen candidates, you can play the game better.
So for example, if you know a company uses AI to look for specific keywords in resumes, you can make sure your resume has those keywords.
Right.
Or if they use AI for those initial screening interviews, you can practice with those AI interview tools to get comfortable with the format.
Exactly. It's like playing the AI game, but on your terms.
But this also makes me wonder about the future of work.
Yeah.
If companies are using AI to automate more and more tasks, will there even be enough jobs for humans?
That's a question everyone's asking, and it's definitely something to think about. While AI can automate certain tasks, it's also creating new opportunities and changing how we think about existing roles.
So it's not necessarily about AI replacing humans, but more about AI working with humans and changing the skills that are in high demand.
Exactly. Think about it. AI can take care of those repetitive, data-heavy tasks, freeing up humans to focus on more creative, strategic, and interpersonal aspects of their work.
So skills like critical thinking, problem-solving, creativity, and emotional intelligence will become even more valuable in an AI-powered world.
Definitely. Those uniquely human qualities will set us apart.
And that's where lifelong learning comes in. As AI keeps evolving, today's in-demand skills might be outdated tomorrow.
Right. It's about always adapting, learning new things, and having a growth mindset.
It's like we're all students again, constantly learning and evolving, to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
But that can also feel kind of overwhelming. Where do you even start? How do you keep up with all the tech changes and make sure your skills are still relevant?
That's a great point. It can be overwhelming, but here are a few things you can do. First, stay curious and informed about what's happening in your field and related areas. Read industry publications, go to conferences, connect with experts online.
So be proactive and make an effort to stay in the loop.
Exactly. Second, don't be afraid to try out new tools and technologies.
Okay.
Use online learning platforms, take online courses, and maybe even get micro-credentials or certifications in areas you're interested in.
So be open to new things and step out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. And lastly, never underestimate the power of networking. Connect with people in your field, go to industry events, and join online communities. You never know where your next opportunity might come from, and building those relationships can open doors you never even knew existed.
It's like that saying, it's not just what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
But now it's more like it's what you know, who you know, and how you're using AI to connect it all.
I love that. That sums it up perfectly.
Now let's go back to something you mentioned earlier about companies using AI to streamline their hiring process. We hear a lot about applicant tracking systems, or ATS. Can you explain that a bit more?
Yeah.
What exactly is an ATS and why should job seekers care?
An applicant tracking system, or ATS, is basically software that helps companies manage hiring. It's like a giant database that keeps all the resumes, tracks applications, and helps recruiters find potential candidates.
So it's like a digital matchmaker for jobs and job seekers.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But I imagine it can be a bit of a double-edged sword. It can make hiring more efficient, but it could also lead to bias or misqualified candidates if it's not designed properly.
Yeah, you're right. That's why it's so important for job seekers to understand how ATS works and how to make their applications stand out to these systems.
So it's almost like you're playing a game trying to figure out how to make your resume and cover letter appeal to the AI gatekeepers.
Well, it's not really about gaming the system, but more about presenting your skills and experience in a way the ATS can understand.
Right, so give us the inside scoop. What are the key things job seekers should remember when it comes to ATS?
The most important thing is to have an ATS-compliant resume. This means using a clean and simple format, no fancy graphics or tables, using standard headings, and including those relevant keywords from the job description.
Like we talked about before, it's about speaking the AI's language, formatting your resume in a way it can understand.
Exactly. And don't forget about using an ATS-friendly font like Arial or Times New Roman. You don't want your resume to get rejected just because the system can't read it.
That's a good point. And keep your resume short and to the point. Highlight your best skills and experience. Don't overload the system with too much text.
Quality over quantity is key with ATS. Make sure the information that gets through is the important stuff. But there's another thing about ATS that job seekers need to know about keywords.
Yeah, we touched on that earlier when we were talking about tailoring your resume for each job. But tell me more about how keywords work with ATS.
Think of keywords as the signals that tell the ATS whether your skills and experience match what the job needs. Recruiters often program the ATS to look for specific keywords that are relevant to the role.
So it's not just about using industry jargon, it's about finding those specific terms that the company is using to describe their ideal candidate.
Exactly. And you don't have to guess. The job description is your guide. Look closely at the job description and pick out the key skills, qualifications, and experience they emphasize. Then make sure your resume and cover letter use those keywords naturally.
It's like a treasure hunt, looking for those golden keywords and weaving them into your application. But it sounds like a lot of work, especially if you're applying for a bunch of jobs.
Yeah.
Are there any tools or tricks that can help make this easier?
Absolutely. Remember those AI-powered tools we talked about? They can actually help you find the most relevant keywords for each job description. Some tools can analyze job postings and pull out the key terms, which saves you time and effort.
So you can use AI to beat the AI. That's pretty smart.
It's all about using the right tools.
Yeah.
And when it comes to ATS, AI can be a huge help.
Okay, so you've nailed the ATS compliant resume. Now you've got the interview to worry about. And like we said before, AI is being used more and more in the interview process too.
It is. Companies are using AI for everything from those first screening calls to conducting full-blown interviews.
It's both cool and intimidating for job seekers.
I know. It's exciting to think about talking to an AI interviewer. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It is.
But it can also be nerve-wracking if you don't know what to expect.
Right. So what should people know about how companies are using AI in interviews and how can they prepare?
Well, some companies use AI to analyze your facial expressions, tone of voice, and even body language during video interviews.
So it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. The AI is reading your nonverbal cues just like a human would.
Exactly. And that's where practice makes a big difference. You can use those AI-powered interview tools to practice your answers, get feedback, and even learn how to project confidence even when you're nervous.
It's like having an acting coach for your job interviews.
You could say that. But what about those technical interviews? How is AI being used there?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
For technical roles, AI is used to test your coding skills, problem solving, and even technical knowledge. Some companies use AI-powered coding challenges, others use AI to check code samples, or even do live coding interviews.
So for developers, it's even more important to understand how AI is used in interviews and to practice with those AI tools to get their skills sharp.
Absolutely. The tech industry is all about AI, and it's only going to become more important.
So no matter what your job is, understanding how AI is being used in hiring and developing the skills to navigate this AI-powered world will be super important for success.
You got it. It's not just about keeping up with the trends. It's about making sure your skills and knowledge are relevant and in demand in this crazy competitive job market.
This has been super insightful. We've talked about everything from ATS and AI interview tools to the bigger impact of AI on the future of work. But I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
You're right. There's so much more to explore when it comes to AI applications in the workplace.
Like AI-powered learning platforms that tailor your training AI tools to manage your career and even negotiate your salary. The possibilities seem endless.
They do. And as AI keeps getting smarter, we'll probably see even crazier applications that change the way we work and live in ways we can't even imagine yet.
It's mind-blowing. So you're saying that no matter what your job is, understanding how AI is being used in hiring and learning how to work with it is crucial for success in the future.
Exactly. It's not just about keeping up with everyone else. It's about making sure your skills and knowledge are valuable and in demand in this crazy competitive job market.
This has been super insightful. We've covered so much from the basics of ATS and AI interview tools to the bigger impact of AI on the future of work. But I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
I know, right? There's a whole universe of AI applications in the workplace that we haven't even talked about yet.
Oh, I bet. From AI-powered learning platforms that personalize your training to AI tools that help you manage your career and even negotiate your salary.
Yeah, it seems endless.
It's mind-blowing. And as AI keeps evolving, we'll probably see even more crazy applications that change how we work and live in ways we can't even imagine yet.
I know, right? The future's full of possibilities.
I'm excited to keep digging into this with you. But before we jump into the next layer of this topic, let's see where AI is taking us in the future. Okay, so we've talked about how AI can help you, like find the right job, tailor your resume, and even nail those AI-powered interviews.
Right.
But what about the bigger picture? How is AI actually shaping the future of work itself? And what kind of new and exciting opportunities are popping up that we haven't even thought of yet?
That's where it gets really interesting. You see, we've talked a lot about how to use AI to win in the current job market.
Right.
But AI is also creating totally new fields and jobs that didn't exist just a few years ago. It's like opening a door to a whole new world.
Okay, I'm all ears. Give me some examples. What kind of jobs are we talking about here?
Well, think about AI development itself. We need people who can design, build, and train AI systems. And we need people who can make sense of all the data and insights these systems generate.
Right.
These roles require a mix of tech skills, analytical thinking, and even some creativity.
So it's not just about being a coding whiz. It's about knowing how to use AI to solve real-world problems.
Exactly. And then there are these new roles emerging around AI ethics and governance. As AI gets more sophisticated, we need people who can make sure it's being used responsibly, fairly, and ethically.
That's a really important point. We've talked about all the good things about AI, but we also need to think about the potential downsides, too.
Absolutely. We need to make sure AI is used for good and doesn't create or worsen inequalities.
Right.
And that's why jobs like AI ethicist, AI policy analyst, and even AI auditor are becoming so important. These are the people who will help us figure out the complex ethical and social impacts of AI.
It's like we're entering a new age of responsibility when it comes to tech. We can't just blindly embrace AI without thinking about how it affects society.
Exactly. And this leads us to another interesting area, AI and human creativity.
Okay.
While some people worry AI will replace human creativity, I actually think it'll enhance it.
Really? I can see how AI could automate some creative tasks, but how would it actually make human creativity better?
Imagine AI tools that can help writers, when they're stuck, generate new musical melodies or create amazing visual art. These tools could be like collaborators, sparking new ideas and pushing the boundaries of what humans can imagine.
So it's not about AI replacing artists, but working with them.
Exactly. It's like having a digital muse that helps you explore new creative paths and unlock your potential.
That's a cool way to think about it. It's like AI and human creativity working together to create something amazing.
Yeah.
But besides creative fields, are there other industries where AI is opening up new opportunities?
Absolutely. Healthcare is a big one. AI is already being used to create personalized treatment plans, assist with surgeries, and even diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately.
Wow.
This is creating demand for people who can connect AI and healthcare, like AI-assisted healthcare technicians, AI-powered diagnostic specialists, and even researchers working on AI-driven drug discovery.
It sounds like AI could totally change healthcare in amazing ways. What about other fields like education or finance?
AI is making a difference there, too. In education, it's personalizing learning, providing real-time feedback to students, and even automating admin tasks.
So teachers can focus on what they do best, teaching and mentoring?
Exactly. And in finance, AI is being used to catch fraud-managed investments and even give personalized financial advice. This is creating a need for people who understand both finance and AI, like AI-powered financial analysts, algorithmic traders, and AI-driven risk management specialists.
It's incredible to see how AI is changing so many industries, creating new opportunities and challenges along the way.
It is.
But with all this talk about new jobs and fields, it can be hard to know where to start.
It can feel overwhelming, but the key is to stay curious, explain what interests you, and be open to trying new things. What makes this AI era so exciting is that there are tons of resources out there to help you learn and grow.
So what's your advice for someone who wants to explore these AI-powered career paths?
First, figure out what you're passionate about. What problems do you want to solve? What impact do you want to make? Once you have a direction, start exploring online learning platforms, take online courses, attend webinars, and connect with people working in those areas.
So just take that first step, even if it's small. And remember, learning is a lifelong thing,
Right.
especially in this fast-paced tech world.
Exactly. And don't be afraid of the unknown. The best opportunities are often the ones we haven't even thought of yet.
That's so true. It's like we're all explorers charting a course through this uncharted world of AI, and who knows what we'll find.
The possibilities are endless.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into AI and the future of work. We've covered so much, from tips on using AI to land a job to how AI is going to change the world of work.
It's been amazing exploring these ideas with you.
I've learned so much.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what happens next with this AI revolution. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one last thought.
Okay.
As we navigate this new world of AI, it's super important to remember that technology is just a tool. And like any tool, it could be used for good or for bad.
You're absolutely right. The future of work isn't set in stone. It's up to us to decide how AI is used and to make sure it benefits everyone.
So as you think about the possibilities of AI, ask yourself this: how can I use this technology to create a better, fairer, and more fulfilling future of work for myself and for others?
It's up to us. Let's make sure we use it wisely.
And on that note, we've reached the end of our journey into the world of AI and the future of work. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shaping the future of work.